YFN Lucci. Let's get into it.
According to police reports and court documents, on the 10th of December 2020, YFN Lucci and 3 other men drove by car to a location in Atlanta. One of the people Lucci was with was named James Adams. He allegedly recorded himself whilst in the car with Lucci, telling the camera that they planned to fuck the city up. Now, the 2 other men that YFN Lucci was with were Rayvon Boyd, aka CP3, a rapper from Miami, and a man named Leroy Pitts. According to a warrant, Lucci drove his car full of hitters to the 900 block of Dimmock Street at around 5:15 p.m, pulling onto a shoulder.
So I think what he about to talk about is when Lucci and them went to slide, and whoever they was hitting that had that motherfucking James Lee Malvoy aim on his
when
ass.
Adams and Boyd began to open fire from the car. Whoever they were shooting at shot back, with that man James Adams in Lucci's car being fatally struck in the head, dying, and subsequently being thrown from the vehicle, or as
Man, that's why I be trying to tell niggas, man. Just cause you got a gun, don't mean you the only one with a gun. You feel me? And just think, y'all pull up in a car 3 deep, 4 deep. Y'all get to hitting out the window. Nigga get to hitting back and hit somebody in the head. Bust his melon.
the police described it, manually ejected. They threw him out the car with a harrowing 911.
That always fuck with me. I remember when this happened, and I was in the trap, and I was talking to a couple niggas, there's a couple females around. I'm like, damn. How y'all feel about, you know what I'm saying, nigga just throwing a nigga out the car like that? Oh, what we supposed to do? We supposed to pull up to the hospital with you and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, motherfucker. I don't know. That shit affect me wrong. I can't just push my man out the car like that. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it depends on how close you is with a nigga.
One phone call being made by an innocent woman who was just passing by and found this dead body in the street.
What's the address of your emergency?
We need an ambulance. Somebody is laying out. Somebody, I don't know if he barely.
Let me connect you. Stay on the line.
Somebody just threw him out of the car.
Let me connect you.
Hit him in the head, threw him out the car, and kept it moving. And the reason why I said it would mess with me, because if I know your mother, I know your brother, your sister, your kids, your wife and shit, and they know what type of shit we on. We hang together. They know what we on. I can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had some homies that was like overweight. I can't bust certain moves with them because shit's serious. I don't want you to get caught, get hit. I can't pick you up. I can't do shit with you. I don't want to have to run off and leave you. You know what I'm saying? So I started having to move different when shit was getting serious.
To the ambulance.
Huh? He's still trying to fight for his life.
EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
Baby, can y'all please get an ambulance here? This man is dying. He's shot in the head. He just took his last breath, man.
What street are you on now?
Imagine you walking down the street chilling, hitting your J, walking the dog, and a motherfucking car just pull up and chuck a nigga out with his whole shit blew open. Like, damn.
Can you give him your location, please, for the ambulance to give the guy some help?
What is his address? Man, this man just took his last breath, man.
Man, we have help on the way already. Tell me exactly what happened.
We don't know. Me and my sister, we were just walking down the street, and somebody just rolled down the street with a man hanging out the car. They just pushed him out the truck and left him for dead.
Man, I thought you said he was shot in the head.
He is, bitch.
Yes, he is shot in the head. They threw him out the car. He just died. He just took his last breath.
We have the ambulance already on the way, okay?
Okay.
And can you tell me what kind of vehicle?
You go ahead and get fire and PD and round.
Can you tell me what kind of vehicle he was throwing from?
How is this working? They got her talking to the police and the ambulance at the same damn time?
Please.
White.
A white car, truck, or SUV?
SUV.
What direction did the SUV
Yes,
go?
his whole body was just hanging out the car.
Listen, just stay on the phone. Can you tell me if you saw any of the people that were driving the car?
And that be the thing about them. Y'all so busy trying to make a motherfucker do y'all job. Bitch, somebody shot in the head, send help. You asking me all this shit that y'all supposed to ask when y'all get on the scene. Why the fuck is I'm getting... How do I have the time in the middle of emergency to tell you how much the person weigh? All that shit, man. Figure that shit out when you get here.
Or whether they
No, I
adults or
didn't see
kids
the people
or...
'cause they were driving real fast, and we seen.
All right.
Now, one of the men that they were shooting at eventually turned up at a local fire station with a gunshot wound, and just over a month after the incident itself, YFN Lucci was identified as the driver of that car. Now, weirdly, in between the shooting and his arrest, YFN Lucci appears on DJ Vlad for an interview once again. Now, it's unclear exactly when the interview was recorded, but the comments are frankly wild, with many people suggesting that Detective Vlad may have had something to do with building the case. Now, obviously that's just jokes, but there were some very interesting...
Detective Vlad, Detective Traplo Ross, all you motherfuckers is detectives on the low.
And illuminating moments in this interview. Lucci explained that at this point things were so dangerous for him in his city that he had to ride around in a bulletproof car.
Well, you actually have a bulletproof GMC?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I paid $145 for it.
That's not bad.
Nah, hell no, not to save your life.
Lucci also commented on the feud with Thugger, saying that there was nothing to work out between them, and also saying that he never sees him in Atlanta.
But could it be worked out? Y'all do some music together?
We ain't nothing to work out. He in LA. I'm in the A. Shit.
So you're saying he doesn't even stay in Atlanta anymore?
I don't never see him.
Now, Lucci would eventually turn himself into the police.
Ain't want to see him either. Cause look like when that nigga came to Atlanta, shit was getting fucking crunchy.
15th of January 2021, with Young Thug reacting to the news, saying free all because he doesn't want to see anyone in jail, op or not. And soon Thug's wish would come true, as Lucci would appear in court after a few days in jail, eventually bailing out on $500,000 bond. Being seen on social media February 2021, celebrating his release after bonding out.
If we're home. You hear me? I had to put the jacket inside out, man. I ain't want to come out the same way I went in. I got this shit on my ankle.
Put that motherfucking old school on his ankle.
Now, in my opinion, it's not unthinkable that Lucci could beat a case where he was the driver in a drill gone wrong where somebody in his car ended up getting killed. Problem is, the Atlanta police would have a trump card up their sleeve, because Lucci's mere involvement and proximity to this tragic mess placed him right in the middle of a tangled mess of interstate criminals. This allowed the Atlanta police to wrap him up, along with a bunch of his friends, in a massive racketeering case, which would be much...
Atlanta, Georgia, state of Georgia, Georgia's law has not been playing since roundabout, for real, they ain't been playing since Gucci Mane. They was locking Gucci Mane and T.I. ass up without no problem, and this shit just... How many people locked up fucking with Atlanta right now, or Georgia to say right now?
Much harder to beat than those original charges for being in that car. And in May 2021, YFN Lucci probably had the most terrifying moment of his life, when the Fulton County grand jury issued a 75-page...
I remember they pulled me over one time. I got my man in the car. Car kind of filthy and shit. It's some whole other shit going on one side of town, so I'm moving around, sliding around and shit, trying to get to the other side of town so I can sit still for a minute. Pull me over. The nigga like, yeah, you got a warrant in Atlanta. I ain't never even been to Atlanta. I got a warrant in Atlanta. How? You got a warrant in Atlanta driving on a suspended license. I'm like, but you just said you about to lock me up because I don't got no license. So do I got a license or not? He like, well, you can have a license in Atlanta and it's suspended and no license in D.C. And they just needed to get me out the way for a second. You know what I'm saying? I was only gone for like 3 hours.
106-count indictment after a 6-month investigation naming YFN Lucci among around a dozen other individuals in a massive racketeering conspiracy case targeting Atlanta blood gangs with ties to Bloods in different states.
New at 6, a massive gang indictment in Fulton County charged a dozen people with a racketeering conspiracy, including a famous musical artist, YFN Lucci.
Now, the indictment says that Lucci's an associate of the Bloods gang.
And in this instance, YFN Lucci's music wasn't going to do him any favors, because prosecutors had directly used his songs, videos, and lyrics as proof of his Blood membership.
Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis says her team used a YouTube music video entitled Shine On, quote, which includes lyrics promoting criminal gang activity in a massive...
Oh, see, I ain't keep up. I thought they was on some thug shit. Damn, they was getting like bang on too. Like, all right, hold on. Justin Usher, a.k.a. Bloody J, DeMonte Thomas, aka B Gang, Artez Carter, aka Tez, Reginald Carter, aka Lil Blood. He did talk.
Rico or racket.
I wonder how that worked though. He talking to Lil Wayne's daughter. I mean, I guess Lil Wayne be cool with that, given the situation that happened with him and Thug, they self per se. So, I mean, he talking to Lil Wayne's daughter, beefing with Thug. Thug cool with Birdman, or was cool with Birdman. However, they situation going. And Hollywood don't seem like it's that big no more. You know what I'm saying?
Racketeering indictment to shine a light on the alleged gang associations of two of the performers in the video, music megastar YFN Lucci, real name Rayshawn Bennett, and Justin Ushry, aka Bloody J, two of a dozen defendants in the case, which involves a variety of crimes. Investigators also used social media posts. We pulled several off Instagram that seemed to match descriptions in the indictment to help build their gang case.
And this
Hold on. Fuck.
Associations of two of the performers in the video, music megastar YFN Lucci, real name Rayshawn Bennett, and Justin Ushry, aka Bloody J, two of a dozen defendants in the case, which involves a variety of crimes. Investigators
Right there. That's the prosecutor, Fanny, whatever the fuck her name is, right? The nigga nut who helped Lucci get on in the rap game and was his big blood homie. That was his girl at one point in time, or at least they were smashing on the regular, whereas though everybody knew about it. So I wonder if Lucci got less harsher treatment than Thug because of this connection. Because in reality, I feel like she's the reason why the whole case got fucked up and Thug free anyway. We'll get into that in another video though.
also used social media posts. We pulled several off Instagram that seemed to match descriptions in the indictment to help build their gang case.
And this was a serious indictment with a whole bunch of counts of racketeering related to crimes like aggravated assault, murder, unlawful gun possession, armed robbery, property damage, theft, and other gang-related charges. And along with Lucci, also charged in the indictment was Big Atlanta Blood, an early comrade of Young Thug and Lucci, Bloody J, whose YouTube uploads were used as direct proof that he was indeed a big old blood. With both YFN Lucci and Bloody J's appearance in the music video for Shine On being cited in the indictment, and the indictment itself went on to explain the complex web of interstate gang activity that had been going.
I vaguely remember the dude Bloody J in the early Atlanta hip hop scene type shit. But it wasn't like, I don't know. I mean, what's his significance to this shit? Because he ain't like stand out as like no poppin' artist for real like that.
Going on between YFN and the Bloods in other states. The indictment said that YFN was an Atlanta Blood set affiliated with the original Inglewood family Bloods from Los Angeles, with ties to the Atlanta Blood Gang. It goes on to connect them to a Miami-based crew of Bloods called the Bloodhounds that emerged from the 13th Avenue Gang, explaining that in Atlanta, the Inglewood family
So do the Florida Bloodhounds have anything to do with the Chicago Bloodhounds that Lil Jeff and Q50 is with? Like I said, and it's like Chicago kind of affected so many places because of like, look at the three letter shit. You know what I'm saying? Like FBG and YFN, all that shit started in Chicago, bro.
Bloods from LA are represented by local crews like ABG and Bird Gang under a National Blood umbrella that also incorporated some of these Miami sets. And whilst this indictment didn't target Young Thug or the YSL crew specifically, it did mention them and attempt to explain how their structure works, with it being said that YSL were apparently aligned with the Rolling 60s Crips from LA, which is maybe why we saw that early collab between Bloody J, Young Thug, and Nipsey Hussle, who was actually on that track talking.
And that's why that boy Gunna said he a Crip, even though he YSL, he a Crip. He the biggest Crip in YSL or some shit he was saying.
About how Rolling 60s gangbang in different states. So this massive indictment puts the YFN crew in direct rivalry with the YSL crew, even going as far as to specifically describe the YSL members as referring to themselves as slats, and suggesting that their ops refer to themselves as SK or Slat Killers. Numerous YFN members are named in the indictment as having been spotted on social media referring to themselves as Slat Killers, and unfortunately for Lucci, the feds would make a whole bunch of effort to tie his gang activity to his music career, alleging that YFN started around 2015 and was mainly centered around Lucci himself, describing YFN as a racket as part of the racketeering case, going on to say that the gang not only committed crimes to further the organization, but also accused them of using social social media to advertise the strength and influence of the gang. With specific social...
But look, again, they have specific fucking forensics officers for social media. Man, that's to where, let's say you do something, right? They might have a forensics officer for that weapon, for that ammunition, for those shells, for that scene, whatever's going on. But they still gonna have a forensics officer that specifically just comes from Facebook and Instagram. That's his job. Like, he's hired by them and then contracted with the courts type shit. Never forget that.
Social media moments being cited, like a clip of YFN Lucci posing with a gun, along with a caption where he allegedly had said, "I'm ready to noodle me an N-word." The cops said that the YFN recording studio was actually a gang stronghold, which even ended up getting shot up in a drive-by. And apparently after it was shot up, Lucci was caught on a jailhouse phone recording, telling his homies, "We are gang, and we need to move more dangerous like we're at war." The indictment went on to say that the 13th Avenue Hot Boys from Miami, it was shot up. Lucci was caught on a jailhouse phone recording, telling his homies, "We are gang."
I ain't gonna lie, that's solid. Niggas say some shit like that. But that kind of sound like when Thug told his team, like, damn, y'all ain't beat him up or shot him or nothing yet. Like, y'all getting soft. So it's like, both of these niggas was trying to send it up for real. You know what I'm saying?
Gang, and we need to move more dangerous like we're at war. The indictment went on to say that the 13th Avenue Hot Boys from Miami, who evolved into a blood set called the Bloodhounds, were connected with the YFN crew through music, with Lucci himself apparently being given access to dangerous and inaccessible parts of Miami when visiting there to film music videos, referring specifically to social media posts of Lucci in the Pork and Beans projects, a notoriously rough Miami hood where he pulled up to film music videos.
Motherfucking
Y'all know what the fuck going on, man.
Whole lot of gang shit, whole lot of fly shit. Ain't no hood, ain't no city where they say I can't go. And if I probably been that shit.
Now the cops actually state
he
that
had the gun pointed right behind that boy McNugget.
Gang shit, whole lot of fly shit. Ain't no hood, ain't no city where they say.
Bah! It would have been all over while you sitting there rapping for the camera and shit. All trying to be all shiny, man. Your ass almost took a McNugget shot. He know it too. Look how he look behind.
I can't go, and if I probably been that shit.
Now the cops actually state that simply being on social media tagged in the Pork and Beans projects is enough to prove Lucci's leadership role in an interstate criminal enterprise. Now that might be a little bit of a stretch, but regardless, the cops say that these music collabs eventually flourished into a full-blown alliance in the streets between these two criminal blood sets. Now this is how CP3, the rapper from Miami, ended up getting tangled up in that shooting where Lucci was driving and a man died, with CP3 being named in the indictment but also referenced his first day out rap music video. Frankly, Lucci's biggest mistake was being in that car when that shooting went down. Having been the driver of that car, Lucci is implicated in this indictment for murder along with CP3 and Leroy Pitts, with the indictment saying that these three men caused the death of James Adams by participating in an assault and shooting at a number of other people who shot back. But here's the thing.
So basically, they got charged with the murder of their homeboy. I don't know if that's only down south. It might be making its way up here on the East Coast too, but down there when you do a crime, if a death result of the crime, even if it's your homie, the person that came with you, it could have been your brother, you're gonna get charged with that body.
Beating that complicated charge on its own might not have been impossible, but it's what happened after that has made Lucci look so much worse. The indictment suggests that following this tragic incident, Lucci allegedly made things worse for himself by tampering with evidence, by hiding the vehicle used in the fatal incident, then making matters even worse. All three people that survived being in that car are also charged with hiring the firearms used in the crime, and the situation wasn't made any better by social media posts by Lucci and his crew either, with Lucci being quoted having posted to his IG a few months after the incident, saying whenever he gets drunk he thinks about murder. Separate to that, another damning allegation against...
Oh, that's the same shit King Von and them was doing all over Twitter. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, back in the day, motherfucker didn't used to be tripping off doing all that shit on camera. You just went and did what you had to do. Now it's like, who the fuck really just sat in front of their phone and was like, I'm thinking about murder when I get drunk. Send. Yeah, I'm sure I want to send again. Like, that was some goofy shit. I don't understand why niggas be doing that
Against
shit.
Lucci's character in this indictment is a claim that on the 1st of August 2020, Lucci strangled and beat a man just for playing the opt music. And then, apparently, Lucci paid off the guy to avoid being charged. Not a good look for Lucci, and beyond that, several of the...
Yeah, it's a good look for that DJ, though. Look, a little bit of ass whooping at $50,000. Every time I see that nigga, I'm gonna play Young Thug. Fuck you talking about?
The people around him face pretty damning allegations on their own too. A 22nd of September 29 incident where a YFN associate named Ty shot a man, a May 25th 2020 armed robbery where an AK-47 was used and shots were fired,
Man.
August the 27th 2020 aggravated assault, and October the 16th 2020 armed
terrorism. They was trying to get them dudes.
Robbery and aggravated assault, felony murder on December 10th for that incident with the car, an 18th December charge for tampering with evidence, along with a whole bunch more incriminating social media documentation, such as the YFN affiliate Nard, who is apparently caught on social media saying he has so many bodies he feels like John Wick, as well as a number of YFN affiliates apparently being caught in a group chat, repeatedly saying free somebody called No Love, which the indictment states is actually the person who is currently locked up for having shot Lil Duke from YSL at the Magic City nightclub. That's a lot of accusations. It's a lot to be accused of, and it's going to be a lot to...
It's a lot of shit, and if... You know what's so crazy? They don't even have to do no police work no more. They don't have to go around and investigate. They just listen to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all putting it out there. They reiterating it and blowing it up and making it a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if you got 10 followers and you get up there and you say some shit like, yeah, I think about murder when I get drunk. 10 to 20 people may see that. But then you got a guy from Canada or something pick that shit up. And he got hundreds of thousands of people watching him, so I don't know. Who do you blame?
Fine. YFN Lucci's lawyer has outright denied the charges, saying Lucci is a successful recording artist and his First Amendment rights protect him in saying whatever he wants in his songs and social media.
Now, he's not a gang member. What he is an internationally recognized musical artist that is a triple platinum winner.
Lucci's lawyer, Drew Findling, added,
his First Amendment right to musically express himself is no different than the famous rock song.
Oh, y'all know what it is when I press that button. He wasn't really getting ready to say too much, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This actually was a good put together on the downfall of YFN Lucci, because before that incident where they had to push the dude out the car, it kind of seemed like it was getting a little quiet on the YFN Lucci and Young Thug situation.